In this lesson, we're talking about how to make functions in Threedee. Functions are parts of or complete projects that can be used in another project. So, for example, when you model a window and you want to use it in other projects, to use it in other buildings, you can model it once, make it a function, and export it, and then import it into another project and use it. The functions, as every 3D asset, must be adaptable to every shape or every size in which it's applied. So, for example, we're going to start with a sketch of the size of a common window that can be 2 meters width for 1.5 meters high. This is a common window. Now we're going to start using the functions using the instructions that we already know of Threedee. We're going to start modeling a window. First, we're going to start using an inset for the frame of 0.1. I have now my frame. Then, and in the results, I'm going to extrude with an amount of minus 0.1. Now, this is my frame. Now let's make in the cap of this, I'm going to make another inset of 0.03, and in the result another extrude of minus 0.02. This is another part of the frame, and then in the caps of this I'm going to make a cut with a cut from here. I select this, I say this will be perpendicular, and then here and here my exact length percent would be 50% to make it in the half. I put to apply compass in the two sectors. Now I got this division, and I'm going now to cut these sections like this. I cut repeat. I will divide it by amount into 3 sections. This is my result, and at last I'm going to add another inset in every part of 0.02, and in the result another extrude of minus 0.02. This is my window, and now we're going to make that window a function, and I will apply it in other projects. I will say here export, publish this function, and I will say here, I will state this name, I will not change it, and says OK. What happened here? My function now is available here, functions. This is my function. I can add an image, and that will be in my projects. I will render again, and I will take a screenshot here and then publish again and update the version of this function. Now, here when you go to functions, sometimes you have to open and close Threedee in order to update the screenshots. Now you have your function with your screenshot. We are going now import it into another project that will be function applied. Here I model something like a building and I will put my function in every one of these spaces for windows. Here I will select is and then I will import my function selected. Okay, and now I have here in my functions, I get my function to use it, or here in tools, in this part I can drop it and drop down my function to my desktop. Okay, I connect here and now you will see the result is that my functions appears on every spot in every window. As you can see, the operation of making those amount of functions maybe could be complex and slow. You can optimize that making a function an instance. You can select here, show node properties, and select use geometry assist as instancing and select yes. And now the system will model one function. As you can see, the difference is quite faster because the system just make one window and repeat it in the rest of the spots. That is a way to optimize your buildings when you use many functions as this one. Another thing you can do with functions is add variables to control many aspects of your function. I'm going to modify my function now. I'm going to add a variable here. A variable can be from could be Windows divisions, and I will say from 1 to 5 in the step of 1, and here in this code I will select instead of 3 Windows divisions. Now I got different versions of my window depending of that variable. When I publish my function, whenever I put a variation on my function, I have to publish it. When I'm modifying my function, I have to publish it to update it. And of course, update the version. This is important. Now I go to my project, and here I select my function, and here I have access to my variable, and I can control it in the project that I will use it. Not only that, I can make in my new project, I can make a variable to control that variable. For example, I set another variable here, window division, and I will say This case it will be 1, and here I will say window division will be equal to WD, that is the new variable, and now I'm controlling the inside variable of this function with the general variable of my project. You can see now I have only one division. If I change this to 2 divisions, this is the result now, 2 divisions, or 3 divisions, and you can control it from outside the variable of the inside. Let's do one thing more, that is, let's free the variable of the function, and here in functions we can also control the different CD. For example, I here can say one seed for all, and every window will be the same. But if I put here one seed each, every window will be different using the different version of the same function. Of course, when you select one seed each, you cannot put this window as an instance because every window is different. That's important. When you select one seed each, every window will be different. Because of that, it will not work as an instance. That's it for this class. In the next, we'll be talking about levels of details for this function. Goodbye.